Hi, Nancy.
Halo sih, sukses ya.
Amin, amin.
Where is Miss Nancy?
Ya, benar.
Miss Nancy is a pretty girl. Okay. Thank you for joining us, Miss Widi, as one of our precious educator for today.
Halo, Mbak Nadira.
Yes, hello, Bu. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. The second speaker of Sister Act has joined us. With whom I'm speaking, it's the second speaker, Miss Giza Nuril Feriska.
Halo Mbak.
Okay. Are you ready for today's battle?
Insya Allah.
Are you nervous or it's just a pattern thing you have done it before, so it's not nervous for you?
Of course, I'm nervous Mbak.
We are waiting for the sister act, Miss Harika, Miss Laksmi, dan Mr. Ikhwansah. From the Harmonize team, let me see the familiar names. Is Mr. Rian? Does Mr. Rian, Mr. Erwin? Okay, I see Mr. Ikhwansah Gani. I see the familiar names as the Sister Act counselor. How are you, sir? How are you today, sir? Okay, we wait for all the participants to join. Okay, the third speaker of Sister Act has joined us. With whom? With Miss Lakshmi. Is that you?
Yes, Mbak Nadira, I'm here.
Okay, Mrs. Lakshmi. I hope I hope you enjoy today's debate and everything goes well for your team.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for your concern.
Okay. We are still waiting for the harmonized team. Hmm. We are joined by Duta BPJS Kesehatan all over Indonesia. I see Mamuju before and Tasikmalaya, Jakarta. So many Jakartans in here. A big durian from the big durian. We welcome you in this ENDC session, the Battle of the Third. We are still waiting for the Harmonize and one of our adjudicator. While we wait, let me inform the audience that we have 2 easy meals ready for you for the best supporter. You can make rhymes, you can shout in caps lock in chats, or you can be as creative as you want to be. The most creative will get easy meals from English crew, and the meals are awesome. You can choose for your own, and it's great. Mr. Ahmad, Mr. Ahmad is our educator.
Sorry.
It's okay, sir. It's okay, sir. While we are waiting, are you willing to say one or two arahan for the participants, sir?
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Nadira. Moment. I should turn off this one first. Okay. Afternoon, my brother and sister, Duta BPJS Kesehatan. Today, Beatrix and Zaldi and the other crew gave me an opportunity to become the educator for today's debate. And this is very, very interesting because I already become an educator for the first 2 rounds. Yeah, Zaldi. First round, and that's quite interesting. And this is the third time I become adjudicator for the Harmonize. that's quite interesting. But in my statistic, I give them one take abstain position or I don't know. Okay, and I see there is a Widi from BPJS. How
Hello,
right?
Mr. Ahmad. How are you?
Hello, Widi. And just we
Yes,
wait for another. Who's another one?
Mrs. Ratna.
Pak
But this is
Mr.
Yeah,
Oh, Mrs.
Ratna,
Ratna.
Deputy Director.
Oh, she's the boss. We should waiting for her. Okay. Team Harmonize and the opponent. Harmonize versus
Sister Act.
Sister Act.
Sister
Oh.
XW, sir, actually.
Oh, Sister Act. I see in here, three of you are beautiful girls.
Of course, we are beautiful and mature women.
Oh, and I must become together between three gorgeous ladies and three interesting men.
Wah, interesting man. Yes, sir.
That's quite difficult. And we have a good lecture in English, Mr. Iwan Syagani. You know Nadira?
Selamat,
Sir.
how are you?
Good
Fine, thank you.
afternoon, Mr.
Hi, Mr.
Iwan.
I
Iwan.
know you, bro. I will.
I
Okay.
thought Mr. Iwan
I
is
use
from
the
Sister
different
Act.
background.
Oh, Sister
I
Act.
haven't changed it.
Oh,
I will change it first, okay?
okay.
This is for Prolanis.
But whatever, this is a fun situation. Don't take so seriously, but you must debate in serious. Keep your fighting spirit. You should try to destroy the opponent because this is win or lose situation. Yeah, I never accepted win-win solution. It's always another win and another lose. Okay, so we wait for the Mrs. Rata and so be it. Back to you, Nadira. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Krisnawan, our LSK BPJS Kesehatan. Now, for Mrs. Widianti Utami from Kedeputian. Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Krisnawan, for the opener, and for Bu Widianti Utami, Kedeputian Bidang Harlek. If you have one or two statements for the challenger this afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to both groups, Sister Act and also Harmonize. Yeah, I have met before in the previous round with the Harmonize team. And I'm sure you have prepared for this battle. You will battle for third, yeah?
Yes, battle for the third.
Position. Hopefully, this round is the best round for you all. Give your best. Uh, and have a nice battle.
Thank you, Bu.
Thank you. For the counselor of Sister Act, Mr. Iwan, would you say one or two statements to boost the confidence and boost the mentality of our participants? Please, sir.
Okay, thank you. For my friends from Sister Act, we already talk about this, yeah. We already prepare, hope for the best, and also prepare for the worst. I think we should not think that it is not fun, yeah. You have to think this debate is fun, yeah. The result of this debate, maybe we can use this for enhance our ability in speaking and also enrich your experience in the competition nationally. So I'm very proud of you, So don't be nervous. Don't get too emotional. Just relax. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Wah, that's a great statement. Like, don't be too emotional. Just relax, enjoy. And this is the opportunity that we have to practice our English and practice our debate skill. I see from Harmonize, second and third speaker already join us. Now from Harmonize, how are you, Mr. How are you, Mr. Fitrianto?
Oh, I'm doing really great. You can call me Ian though.
Okay, Mr. Yanto.
You can call me Ian, not Yanto. Thank you.
Okay, okay, Mr. Ian. Can you share with us like how have your group practice for this Battle of the Third?
Actually, I wanna share a little thing that actually we experienced a lot, yeah, Mr. Rian. Yes, this is actually our first competition in debate, so it is very new thing for us to actually doing debate in English, especially since I never joined debate before. And then by attending this debate, actually I learned a lot. A lot of things that actually this condition forced us to read more and learn more, even more about the topic that in a news or in a, what do we call it in right now, something like that.
So for the first time debating and you've come this far, it's such a great accomplishment. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I really think so. Since I think that my English is actually not that good, and we as an employee in BPJS Kesehatan, we rarely use our English in our daily basis. So I think that my English is reduced that much since like 8 or 9 years since I'm not studying in a university anymore. So I think this is a good what accomplishment, yeah, something like that. And I hope in the future we will increase our English.
Of course, of course. I hope everybody have a good time and have something to take from this competition. Okay.
I think your English is very good.
Is it?
Okay. Buratna is already here as our educator. We welcome Bunimade Ayu Sri Ratna as Deputy Director of Bidang MIUR. Thank you. Izin to let me start this competition. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, the honorable educators, distinguished leaders, and senior leaders, fellow INDC committee, team members, and their respective counselors, and beloved audience from all around Indonesia. Hello and welcome to the Battle of the Third Place in Initiative National Debate Competition held by Corporate University in collaboration with English Club. My name is Nadira. I'm from Sidoarjo branch office, and I will be serving as your moderator today. In this room, we have Sister Act and Harmonize. Each team here has already fought fiercely, battle after battles, taste the sweet taste of triumphs, and suffer the loss too. These teams joining us are veterans. They are veterans, ladies and gentlemen, who will be fighting their last battle, debate their hearts out to reach the third place and win 4 million rupiahs. Unmute those microphones and give round of applause for competing teams. I want to hear a shout from Sister Act, supporter of Sister Act. Come on, you can unmute your microphone and shout from Sister Act.
Go Sister Egg, go!
Go, Sister Act. Okay. Sister Act is one of my favorite movie from Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know if that have relation with this team. And then make some noise for the Harmonize. The Harmonize team, welcome. Thank you so much. I cannot hear, but I can feel the enthusiasm and determination radiating through my screen. Now you may please mute your microphone again. Before we begin, let me mention there are 3 notable Duta BPJS Kesehatan that will assist me this afternoon, but you won't be able to see them once we are in the immersive views. Okay, from Mr. Okta and Mr. Endro from Corporate University. Can we hear your voice?
Hello.
Okay, thank you so much for assisting and helping us in today's debate. And Miss Beatrix from Palangkaraya Branch Office. Miss Beatrix, can we hear you?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank
Hello,
you,
Miss
Nadira.
Beatrix. Okay. Now we have to wait like one more speaker. First speaker of Harmonize team haven't joined us with Mr. Erwin Fadila, the first speaker.
Can we wait in a second since Mr. Erwin actually in the middle of meeting? Maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Nadira,
Yes.
when we are waiting for the speakers of Harmonize, can we introduce a new member of Sister Act, Bagisa?
Okay. Okay. While we're waiting, we can introduce ourselves first. First, we have Sister Act. You may one at a time to introduce yourself.
Bagisa, go ahead.
Oh, so Miss Bu Harika first. Hello everyone, I'm Gisa, a substitute of Mbak Sylvie because she was sick. And what else? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Gisa, thank you very much. And now the first speaker from Negative House. Can you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Harika. From the first round, I play in the second speaker, but the changing, it's happened in the second round because we have to make strategy so we can win the every debate we involved with. So I'm the first speaker. Due to the sixth condition, our second speaker can join us. So we have exchanger speaker, Mbak Gisa. I think she is very good as Miss Sylvie too. So we're ready for this final. Actually, this is yes, like the affirmative house. That this is our first time too, and finally, this is very exhausting. Actually, we have to read every article to find and to defend our argument. This is very exhausting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Harika. I thought you were gonna say exciting, but it's also exhausting. Okay, now for the third speaker, you may please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mbak Nadira. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, also senior leaders. Firstly, we say that we are Sister Act. Yes, you are right. It's come from the movie that you said before. I have 2 sisters, Miss Harika, Miss Sylvie, and I am the youngest one. We are actually have a unique character and the value of Sister X when we are blended and mix it with each other. I miss the Sylvie. Wish she will recover soon. And thank you, Mbak Gisa. You are our new member, so we call it Sister Act W. It means Sister Act wins. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sister Act W. The change of names. I hope it will change the future. All right. Determine the future. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I've just joined this debate. I'm sorry, Bu Ratna, Bu Udi, and Mr. I beloved educator, Mr. Aka, Ahmad Isnawat, my master. I've just finished my speech, my discussion, especially actually from next room. So I'm so sorry once again for my late today. Thank you.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Erin. We have been hearing for all of the participants except for the third speaker of the affirmative house, Mr. Rian Hermana. Nah, how do you feel, Mr. Rian?
For all, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity. Well, as my second speaker said that this is really a new experiment for us, and also we really happy, and we couldn't imagine that we can go this far, and also we can see every single debate that we join in really increase our ability, especially in speaking English, since in our daily works, we really use English as our language. So I think I really enjoy every single debate that we join, and I hope for today's we also enjoy it as well as the previous one. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Rian. This is all really what I said before. These are the veterans, those who fight the war and have come home and then fight the last battle. So on that note, let's begin Initiative National Debate Competition. A brief introduction to Duta BPJS Kesehatan who's watching this tournament online. INDC, or Initiative National Debate Competition, adopts the Australasian Parliamentary Debate with several adjustments to meet the BPJS Kesehatan way. The debate consists of two teams, each with 3 speakers on affirmative and negative house. Each speakers will deliver 4-minute speech and can be prolonged up to 10 seconds, of course with point deduction on time management. Dispensation for more than 10 seconds is unacceptable and speech will be cut directly. So do we have agreement here, or is there any question? Okay, I don't think so, yeah, because we are veteran here. We know how the rule, we know how the game is going. So without further ado, let's hear one last time for Sister Act and Harmonize. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the debate round will begin shortly. We have our adjudicator, Ibu Nimade Ayu Sri Ratna, Bu Ratna, as Deputy Director of Bidang MIUR, Ibu Widianti Utami from Kedeputian Bidang Harlek, dan Bapak Ahmad Krisnawan, LSP BPJS Kesehatan. Thank you for joining us today, our beloved and adjudicator. The motion of today's battle of the third is the Indonesian government should impose sin taxes on junk food and sweetened drink. Those motion has been received by all debaters. But before we begin, there are 3 caveats before we begin. This debate is not about which side is right, which side is wrong. The goal is to show how skillful the delivery, the rebuttal, and the defense of the arguments. The selected motion does not relate to our professional or personal issues. And please note that adjudicator's verdict is final and not subject to appeal. So before we begin, let me quote Slim Shady. Wow. And by saying, you only got one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes one in a lifetime. Yo, woo. Thank you so much. Release the tension. This is the last battle. This is the last shot. Now, debate your heart out and enjoy this debate. So first chance of speaking comes to first speaker of affirmative side. So are you ready, Mr. Edwin?
Ready, like always.
Okay. Okay. The timer start when you start.
Okay, the honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, and the people of the house, we are here to talk about an interesting topic about sin, or we say a corrective taxes on sugar sweetened beverages, or call it taxes on SSBS. And we emphasize to the topic, to the motion of SSBS taxes. And this house believe that this SSBS taxes, SSBS, or uh, corrective taxes should be imposed by our Indonesian government immediately. Before we go to our two brief arguments that will be delivered by our second speaker, now I'd like to say, first of all, as a matter of facts, in 17th March 2022, a study from obesity evidence hub.org.au shows that taxes on sugar sweeteners or taxes on SSBS have been implemented in many countries around the world, such as Europe, Americas, Africa, Middle East, and Southeast Asia, Western Pacific, and so on and so on. And our next close neighbor, Thailand, also imposed these taxes and have been introduced in over 54 countries around the world. 54 countries around the world. This type of taxes have been effective at reducing the consumption of sugary soft drinks and encouraging firms to reformulate and reduce the amount of sugar in the drinks they produce. These sin taxes or corrective taxes, because they aim to correct the fact that the market price of product may not fully reflect all the costs associated with consumption, including any to wider society. These include the cost of treating disease linked to diabetes, obesity, and any other disease caused by the sweet these SSBS drinks, which are often borne by publicly funded healthcare system, especially in Indonesia, which is held by BPJS Kesehatan. In this case, the government intervention to reduce consumption can improve outcomes and people's well-being. For example, in UK, from 2018 until now, the amount of sugar in drink has been reduced, and the results in soft drink was reduced by 10%. This result indicate that UK tax may benefit health without harming the industry, especially drinks or beverages industry. And the second, from in South Africa, it's only I take two countries. Purchase a carbonated drinks by households fell by an average of 29% after the tax was introduced, and the amount of sugar purchased in these drinks fell by 51%. This came about due to both behavior and change, and also the reformulation about the drinks itself. My second of all, my second speaker would like briefly deliver the argument. The first is these taxes will discourage unhealthy or immoral behavior. As we know, the International Diabetes Federation estimate that the number of people in diabetes in Indonesia could reach 28.57 millions by 2045. And this number is 47% higher than the number of 90.47 million in 2021. The number of people with diabetes in 2021 has increased rapidly in the last 10 years. And the second arguments, these taxes covers the cost caused by the SSBS. And then beyond, according to the argument that this house strongly believe that once again, our government should strongly recommend and implement these sin taxes or corrective taxes. Thank you.
Thank you. Now for the first speaker of negative side. Are you ready? Okay. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honorable UGD educators. I agree with what the opponent team said that there was a major health problem caused by unhealthy food intake. There has been a major public issue caused by the situation in all countries due to the emerging externality costs. In 2019, in Southeast Asia, there was estimated that 96 million people suffering from diabetes type 2 and obesity. The cause of diseases are unhealthy lifestyle, imbalanced diet, less exercise, and more important is insufficient information of food consumption intake. In Southeast Asia, this sin tax has been imposed in Cambodia, India, Laos, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Philippines. But it is too early to judge that this policy is ineffective to reducing the unhealthy food intake. There has been expert criticizing this policy. The interesting things are in China and Singapore, the government reframed this policy. In China, they changed the policy with a policy called Healthy China Action, which aimed to reduce the sugar intake. While in Singapore, they reframed this policy in 2017. In 2019, the Singapore government imposed a policy to ban advertising for sugary drink in all the media platforms. Moreover, in 2021, the Singapore implemented what it calls NutriGrade, which is a nutrition labeling system for non-alcoholic behaviors. Study from France and Crane said that reported in low-income society, the people usually tend to purchase unhealthy foods, such as fewer foods and then fewer vegetable and more sugary beverage compared to the higher income. We all know that before the rapid growing in economics after the financial crisis, most of the Southeast Asian countries are low-income society. This can be concluded that the type of food consuming in Southeast Asian country are unhealthy food. The main problem is in Southeast Asian country is the rapid changing in economics that's not in line with the increasing awareness in healthy lifestyle and mature healthy system policy. And this effect is insufficient information about nutrition facts and its effects on health. Sin tax might be effective in America, UK, or in Australia because those are developing countries with sufficient information and policy about healthy issues. While Indonesia, the policy can be implemented. Why? Because our government has not imposed a strict policy to declare the nutrition fact that contained in every food and beverage sold in Indonesia. This is the awareness of healthy lifestyle that should be built. A good healthy system and policy to build and changing our behavior are more important. Economists say that tax doesn't have impact on behavior. So we think that incentive is more effective, especially for Indonesians to build their awareness. Because of the reason, we believe that the sin tax cannot implement it in Indonesia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Then second speaker of affirmative theme, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay. First of all, the honorable judges, I wanna actually rebuttal or prove the argument of the first speaker. Actually, the first speaker actually agree what we are discussing here, that actually there is a problem in diet or in our lifestyle in consuming food, especially in Asia. We know that all of Asian actually right now is suffering with diabetes matters or something like that, and we already state in the first from our first speaker that this main discussion is all about diabetes, right? And I wanna describe a little bit more actually about the content, our argument about what is actually the main reason we have to implement this syntax. The first one actually, the implementation of SSP tax will lead first. We broke the first speaker. Discourage unhealthy or immoral behavior. The International Diabetes Federation or IDF estimate that the number of people with diabetes in Indonesia reached 28.57 million by 2045. This number is actually 47% higher than the number in 2021. And the number of people with diabetes in 2021 has increased rapidly since last 10 years. Diabetics records skyrocketing 167% compared to number of diabetics, which is in 2011. In 2021, the number death caused by diabetes in Indonesia reached more than 236,000 cases. This number actually increased by 58% when it's compared to a case in 2011. In BPJS Kesehatan itself, we know that from data from 2014 to 2021, total case of diabetes in Indonesia are served by BPJS Kesehatan is more than 43 million cases. And
I'm sorry, but you are freezing right now,
Okay.
Mr.
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead.
WHO reported that in 2014, diabetes complication is the third leading cause of death in Indonesia, and it is main cause of increased diabetes rate. It actually is all about consumption of sweetened beverage. Based on data from the wild of the Indonesia third. Okay, I will continue. And then, based on research, show that sin taxes imposed on sugar actually discourage the consumption of substance. Over 50 countries have implemented taxes on sugar sweetened beverage to date. In some countries, the effects is actually very good. The UK and Mexico itself, it showed that a reduction of volume SSP purchase, a new tax started since 2016, and then the tax is predicted highly cost effective. SSB tax have led the reformation of SSB products in UK and other countries, reduction at the amount of sugar this beverage without loss of revenue. And then the second argument is actually SSB itself will cover the cost of the cost by the SSPs. Revenue from the six sin taxes provide government with funds to cover the cost imposed by consumption of sugar. For example, when many use the subsidized with healthcare, actually. The data of BPJS Kesehatan will actually show so much of this case. And then as the conclusion, in the end, in the name of productivity and the healthier future generation, our group strongly believe that SSB tax should be promoted by Indonesian government. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Now for the second speaker of negative team, are you ready? Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
My dear fellow, the Harmonize, respected adjudicators, and amazing audience that has already joined today's session. Let me add more data about this. Statistically showed the number of people with low income by BPS data in September 2021 is 26.50 million people. And the poverty line in September 2021 was recorded at 486 rupiah per capita per month, with the composition of the food poverty line at 360 rupiah. And also, as an illustration of employment data in Indonesia, in February 2021, Statistic Indonesia showed that the composition of the working population based on education is still dominated by elementary school graduates and below. It's about 37.41%, and it's the highest percentage of all graduates. And how about inflation? The inflation rate in May 2022 continued the upward trend, which reached 3.5% year on year. This inflation was the highest since December 2017. And also quoting from Burika's statement, lower income individuals consume fewer fruits, vegetables, and more SSB. For example, lower income Indonesian people tend to buy SKM or susu kental manis than the real meat. Am I right? With this statistic of poverty line and lower level education in Indonesia, how can you expect that these since taxes on junk food and SSB will be effective? Yes, we know first and second speaker of Harmonize said about health problems raised of taking junk food and SSB. And also according to 20 and 18 basic health research or RISCASDAS, the prevalence of the obesity among Indonesian adults has doubled from 19% in 27 to 35% in 20 and 18. And data from International Diabetes Federation Atlas in 2021 states that Indonesia is ranked 5th with the largest number of diabetics in the world. But could you convince us that junk food and SSB are the main cause of diabetes? Could you blame us as customers who love this rich taste in junk food and SSB, which made from cheap ingredients, easy to get, more practical, quite a lot of portion and discounted, while healthy foods tends to be quite pricey, hard to get, and tend to have a plain taste? And also back to Indonesia product market, there's no front of package labeling that could inform and educate people to choose the healthy one food. So, are you really sure that the best solution in Indonesia government should impose is sin taxes on junk food and sweetened drink? And the critical question now is whether junk food or sweetened drink tax will be able to reduce obesity and diabetes, especially type 2 in Indonesia. And can you explain about how this SSB and junk food tax revenues are being used by Indonesian government? For example, in USA, SSB taxes are being invested in low-income communities to address important needs, such as support early childhood development, improvements to community infrastructure, and increase access to healthy foods, human and community capital, and healthy equity. And how about in Indonesia? Is there any specific allocation of this junk food and SSB tax? Would you mind explain it to us? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Gisa. Now, the third speaker of Affirmative Theme. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Thank you, honorable judges and my fellow ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to make sure that the negative house are already clear about our motion today. So, from the beginning until the second speaker of the negative house skipped saying about junk food. Well, this is not our motion at all. Our motion is we really want to impose sin tax on sugar sweetened beverage or SSBs. In this case, we're talking about sugar, not junk food. So let me quote from the first speaker of the negative house, who said that the low income choose unhealthy food. Again, this is not about food. We're talking about SSBs in here. So sugar sweetened beverage, that's what we're talking about. So in this case, I would like to convince more to the ladies and gentlemen about how important this sin tax should be imposed in Indonesia, especially on SSBs. First, the first speaker of the negative house said that the low income choose unhealthy food. Well, this is not correct at all. Because of what? Because this is, we're talking about sugar sweetened beverage, so it have no correlation about regarding that. And also a good healthy, the first speaker also mentioned about a good healthy system will not impact on behavior. Well, by imposing the sins tax, especially on SSB, we believe that the market have options whether they want to buy the SSB itself products or not, or the healthy one. So in this case, we would like to give more facts. So here's the simulation. By giving SSBs on that products will increase the price. The increase of the price itself will lead to the syntax. So the market itself or the citizen itself will have option whether they buy the unhealthy drinks or the healthy one. So this will create the shifting behavior to move to the healthier one. That's already give the facts by UK. By my first speaker said that the UK reduced 10% of the sugar consumption, and also in South Africa, the purchase of beverage that have high amount of sugar will also decrease to 51%. And also, I would like to quote from the second speaker. They quite sure that really the second speaker is need the many facts that should convince them why this is important to impose syntax regarding to SSB. So they mentioned that the Indonesian itself have rank 5 in diabetes. So actually they convince us by the fact that supporting us. So why don't we impose this syntax to help the country to shifting the behavior from the unhealthy one to become healthy one. So let's get another example. How effective the implement of this syntax itself. Let's take example of cigarette. Syntax on cigarette. There's already so many advantages. For example, help the country for the devisa and helping people who suffer from the disease that caused by cigarette is also the same. By implementing this, we hope the rank, the Indonesian rank in diabetes can decrease because they already contribute for the country to make sure this one also can be helped, and also shifting the behavior of the citizen's life from choosing unhealthy drinks, SSB itself, to the healthier one. I think that's all from.
Okay, thank you. Right on time. Okay, now the third speaker of negative team. Are you ready? Okay, I see that you have fire in your eyes. Now, your time begins when you start speaking.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, adjudicators and leaders, also the Harmonize team. In last week's debate, I used to bring up word hubris or arrogance in Kodak case. And now I bring up the word controversy in this syntax case. One pro for junk food and sugar tax, or you say that as SUB tax. But we need to consider the downsides too, including that these taxes are not effective, are regressive, negatively affect employment and economic growth, and actually violate international, regional, or national law. Okay, the affirmative speaker said that the junk food and sweetened drinks have an impact on obesity and diabetes. We also said about data as well. But could you, any of us, give us the question, the cause of obesity and diabetes? There are so many. There are so many factors that can cause obesity and diabetes. And yes, of course, you will say unhealthy food consumption is alleged to be the cause, and imposing taxes on unhealthy food to reduce its consumption. But really, we are sure about that? Okay, you'll say again, the imposition of a tax on unhealthy food can be considered similar to the excise tax on cigarettes, whose practice has been around for a long time. But let me ask you once again, how about the perceived fairness of the tax? Can we see it more like tobacco products which harmful not necessities, or more like groceries which necessities? And once again, which types of unhealthy food can be taxed? Or you say, which type of sweetened drinks can be taxed? Do we have clarity in this topic? And also, can you give us the data to support the legitimacy of food taxes to reduce obesity and diabetes is adequate? I think the answer is there is still inadequate data. And what if this tax is imposed? You know, as a new tax, an administrative system to collect and monitor must be formed from scratch. Therefore, it has the potential to incur high administrative costs. And also, we know the share of income used for consuming unhealthy foods is likely to be higher in lower income group than in the high income group. And let's say again, to prevent and overcome obesity and diabetes, also other disease-related diet and physical activities play an important role. In this case, if government tax sweetened drink, for example, some people will switch to juice, which sounds healthier, but really packs a lot of sugar. Then if government tax junk food, for example, some people will switch to higher consumption of carbo or went to untaxed unhealthy food, which is not good at all. So it's vital to understand how potential taxes affect entire diets and physical activities. Column of 2016 critics have pointed that this sin tax may be ineffective or even counterproductive. We state the fact that sweetened drinks taxes seem to be highly efficient in countries where high consumption of sugar sweetened beverages is the normal, like in the US or Mexico, where we know plain mineral water is more expensive than sweetened drinks. The tax impact on a country with low to average consumption of sugary drinks like Indonesia remains to be seen, since it is easier for people to consume junk food in Indonesia than to follow a healthy diet. Reducing the amount of sugar sweetened beverages will not be enough to prevent obesity and diabetes. Besides, many people also drink sugary drinks they make on their own at home, which are untaxable. We can conclude from your explanation that the implementation of the syntax requires a big effort with a lot of controversy. So we propose promotive and preventive efforts for and driving a shift in relative prices to drive a significant shift towards healthier food, to increase awareness, healthy living, and health system policy. So we believe it's not urgently imposing syntax, not now, not immediately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we are entering the conclusion part. The first team that delivered their conclusion or replies goes to the negative team and then replied by the affirmative team. Miss, go ahead for 3 minutes.
Thank you. Our respected adjudicators, judges, and the harmonized team. We would like to say that it is always two sides of coins in everything. Economists said that individuals often consume excess quantity of demerit goods due to the behavioral biases. Excess consumption on junk food or sugary beverage in Indonesia happens because of this condition. The adoption of syntax is still debated in many countries, especially when we implemented this policy in Indonesia. There are several points that we like to discuss. The first is a common concern about syntax is that they are regressive, with the burden falling disappropriately on a low-income group. The second, maybe because the third speaker has mentioned about shifting in the market, so we will discuss here in the characteristic of SSB. Syntax is not effective. Why? Because the junk food is SSB in inelastic goods, which means that consumer will simply substitute with other simple untaxed products that are lower quality and unnecessarily healthier. The third is experiences with tobacco tax show that the policy does not effectively enough to reduce the smoker. And the fourth is the main problem is the rapid growth in economics does not in line with the increasing awareness of living healthy lifestyle. This inappropriate behavior that cause the increasing number of people with diabetic types 2. The syntax is not suitable in Indonesia. It is more effective to impose the policy that change our behavior, such as healthy life campaigns, building mechanism for food industry to declare nutrition in each group, in each food and beverage they sold. So we strongly believe that this solution are more effective and more make sense to be implemented in Indonesia despite of the syntax. Of course, the syntax cannot be implemented in Indonesia. Thank you.
You still have 20 seconds, Miss? Are you done? Okay.
That's enough.
Okay. Thank you. For next, we have the conclusion for from affirmative theme. Okay, sir, if you are ready, the time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you. The honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, people of the House, and my beloved negative team from the Sister Act. It's a debate between men and women, actually. Okay. Um, Once again, our team here talk about topic. The definition is syntax is a tech limit on goods or services that are considered to be harmful or costly to society, commonly including sugar-added drinks. So in front of the first speak from me, they thought that this is about the drink, the beverages. And the main purpose of imposing this syntax are to reduce the consumption of harmful goods and to increase government revenue to cause the disease. And the disease is diabetes. So there are two topics here, the diabetes itself and also the SSB taxes. I think it's very clear, and the data it's already delivered by my second speaker. It's very clear too. It's about 54 countries around the world already impose this policy and already get the result, and the result is very good to the industry and to the behavior itself. The negative side about the behavior, but we already told in front our speech and then delivered briefly from my second. It's to change how to discourage unhealthy or immoral behavior according to these sugar added in beverages. The judges, ladies and gentlemen, where once again believe that this SSB taxes should be implemented or imposed by our government immediately. The second reason, by impose this policy so that our government can cover the cost by the SSB, as mentioned by my second and the third speaker, that the cost from this diabetes is around 39 trillions caused by this disease, which is covered by BPJS Kesehatan, it is a government institution. So these taxes will help governments, will help our Indonesian to cover the cost. Based on data itself, it's already proved by the government in USA that this taxes in America is already promoting general health and well-being of the people in America and in 44 countries around the world also. SSB tax revenue represent a new source of funding or for activities that can address the social determinant, because the health of our people is human right also for our people in Indonesia. So once again, we totally agree government should impose these taxes, sin taxes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Erwin. The debate session is now over. Now for in-depth questioning, adjudicator will each be given 5 minutes to clarify and cross-examine affirmative and negative themes. For the first adjudicators, please welcome Bu Ratna.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, moderator, Miss Moderator. Thank you for all participants. Very happy join in this third debate, because I just learned to improve our English too and skill to debate. Not yet now. Okay, for affirmative theme, I want to maybe, as you mentioned before, that government should impose the law about syntax. Maybe you call more stressing. What do you think that the government should do in terms of imposing syntax for junk food and sweetened drinks? Especially for diabetes case in Indonesia, because today recently data show up Indonesia in fifth rank in 5 position in the world. And as we know, diabetes have widely impact to another case, especially for chronic disease in Indonesia, or catastrophic case. Almost 23 or 25% of our health expenditure goes through these catastrophic cases. So discussion in this afternoon is very important to we have a commitment or whatever we call about that. Maybe that's my question for affirmative theme.
Okay, the affirmative team have 1 minute to.
Okay, 1 minute, quite short, but I make it short. Thank you, Bu Ratna, Honorable Educator. Actually, there's a lot that our government should do. The first is the government should promote the importance of these SSB taxes. Why? Because it's one of the human right for the people, and our government should guarantee the healthy of our society in Indonesia, especially. So these taxes is one of the source for our funding. Just like you mentioned just now, it's very costly, not only cost, but very costly. So according to this data of BPJS Kesehatan, 39 trillion is not a lower cost at all. So that's why we need additional cost for that. So government should use this, and don't forget, we have the design of these taxes. Design taxes content implement to the content of the sugar from the beverages itself. So the highest and the taxes will highest too. The lowest and the taxes will lower too. What is that mean? It's mean that if this industry would like to reduce the cost, so they need to reduce the content of the sugar in their beverages. So there are two that government should do. The first, promote and socialize to the people of our Indonesia. They need to change the behavior from unhealthy to healthy, and then they need to choose which sugar they want to consume or to drink.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Erwin. Your time is up now. For Mrs. Ratna, do you have any more question for the negative team?
Okay, I just have one question for negative team. As a negative team mentioned before that you disagree to impose government impose the syntax for especially for a sweetened drink, and you all said that government should increase the promotive and promotive or change the lifestyle of community. But as we know, BPJS Kesehatan is responsible to make sure funding sufficiency for assuring the continuity or sustainability of JKN. Because if we talk about syntax, it means additional funding for this corporation. Maybe you have another suggestion to edit the fund for this program.
Okay, thank you, Bu Ratna. The negative house will have 1 minute to answer the question.
Thank you, Bu Ratna. Actually, about tax, when we compare it with tobacco tax, it's not actually effective also. When we say that we have some added fund or some added money, but it's not the root cause for changing or for decreasing the obesity and diabetes rate. So why we propose promotive and preventive efforts? Because it will cut the root cause. It will cut the root cause of obesity and diabetes, also disease related with that. We believe with a healthy diet, balanced nutritious food, and supporting the sports community, also increasing awareness of healthy living and health system policy that can help us long time run, not in short time run. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. 1 minute is up. Thank you for the educator, Bu Ratna, for the question. Do you have more questions or we can go to the next educator? Okay. Okay, for the educator number 2, Bu Widi, you may cross-check or cross-examine the affirmative and negative themes. You can go ahead, Bu Widi.
Yeah. Thank you, moderator. Maybe for the first time for the affirmative health. As we know, in Indonesia have so many sugary products, including traditional food and also sugary products that produced by non-taxpayer company. Do you think if it is implemented in Indonesia, it will be success like in any other countries? Can you explain?
Okay, thank you for the question. Now for the affirmative theme, are you ready to answer?
Okay.
Okay, the time will start when you start.
Okay. If we talk about this regulation, actually it is very visible for our country, since a lot of data shown that actually this kind of regulation is already implemented and they're already success. We have to acknowledge that the changes of culture and behavior it is not an easy thing to change that. And by forcing by using this kind of regulation, it is mean we force our people, so they actually will change their behavior. If only we talk about like the affirmative theme, like socialization and etc., it won't be effective that much, since we know already right now we have that kind of program, right? But it did not work that much, since already shown by data. Actually, by the year, our diabetes number is already increased and increased. So we have to start this regulation right now to prevent what we call what I already told before, the data that in 2045 actually we will suffer for this condition if we not impose this regulation. Thank you.
Thank you, second speaker. Okay, Bu Ratna, do you have more question for affirmative theme, or we can go to the negative house?
Maybe I will go to the negative house.
Okay.
Just a little, small questions. If I'm not mistaken, you said that the low-income people tend to consume junk food and also sugary products. But as we know, actually the junk food and also sugary products is quite expensive in Indonesia. Can you explain how does it relate? Thank you.
Thank you. Is negative house ready to answer? Okay, the time will start when you start speaking.
Yes, maybe we can broaden the definition of junk food. Junk food can be like mie instant, such as like that, or what else? Gorengan is also junk food for us. That it's the low income people can only affordable to buy food such as gorengan, mie instant, such things like that. So this is why for low income society, they only have sufficient money to buy healthy food. Healthy food is very expensive, so they buy like for breakfast they buy mie instant and buy gorengan, such as like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss from negative house, and thank you, Mrs. Adjudicator. Do you have more questions, or we can go to adjudicator number 3, Widi?
Yeah, you can go to Mr. Ahmad. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Widi. Now we are going to Mr. Ahmad. Mr. Ahmad, are you ready for the questioning?
Thank you. Afternoon, Mrs. Ratna, Sudevi. Nice to see you this afternoon, Mbak Widi, and both of the team. Really appreciated what you do in this evening. Like the German people say, but I have a question for the both of you. First, for the affirmative house. What you do this afternoon based on your obligation as a part of society, or just do your tasks as affirmative? And the same question for the negative house. You make an argument based on your obligation as the part of society, or just do your tasks as negative? A simple answer, yes or no. Please.
Okay. Okay. Wow. This is a really good question. We can start by the affirmative house. You have 1 minute. Start from when you start.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Actually, that's the reason why we really enjoy the debate itself. The more we join, the more we know more about the life and also the world. And as the people, as the individual itself, it's like a wake-up call for us that this is important. This is something that we need to do, not waiting to do. This is must directly do. So that's why as the individual itself, I really support the regulation, because the regulation itself also comes from the facts that shown by more than 50 countries. If not because of this debate, I have no idea how many countries that actually implement this stack itself. So as the individual, as the question itself, I really support not only as the affirmative house, but after this debate itself, I also support if this case are brought by our government. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. The affirmative house has already answered. Now it's time for the negative house to answer such a really great question from Mr. Ahmad. You can go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you for the question, sir. Actually, we are think that we are the part of this society, and we live with most of the people has a low education and low economic. So we have to stand to not immediately imposing this syntax. Maybe next year, or maybe 1 decade, 10 years more, but not now, because we have not suitable people to apply these taxes. Thank you.
Okay, such a short and sharp answer from both affirmative and negative teams. Thank you. Now it's time for the educators to join the breakout room to discuss and decide the best team to win the 3rd place of INDC, worthy of winning 4 million rupiahs. Now, the educator, would you please join the breakout room that. Okay, now the educators are in the breakout room for 15 minutes now.
Finally.
Okay, now we can take a deep breath and let it out.
Yeah,
It's all over.
it is like a roller coaster ride, right?
It's all over now. You fought a really good battles. I have so much fun to hearing from you. Now I want to hear from the supporters. Now, do you have supporters around? Or we can ask from the supporters. We have 15 minutes to show that your creativity, your support. Ini Miss Beatrix just text me. You can ask them to berpantun or to rhyme or request some music. We
already
can do...
actually already a chat room. I already start the rhyme.
Okay.
So it's Sister I should answer my rhyme. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Mr. Erwin, you should read that first. Okay.
So it becomes the rhyme battle, right?
Okay, we start the rhyme battle right now.
Okay, let me start first as usual. Rumors or fakes. Just see it with Lampion. Harmonize and Sister Act, we are all the champions.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
sweet. Oh, that's really nice. Well, that's really nice. While Miss from the negative house is making their rhyme. We
I
let
think
me in.
I think right now I can make some rhyme, but I remember about the Larry Gross song. Miss
Okay.
Harika, sister, please. Larry Gross in 1976, junk food junkie. When you are searching on Google, you will find those lyrics because it's really controversy.
Okay.
You know, I love that organic cooking. I always ask for more, and they call me Mr. Natural. Yeah, in the daytime, I'm Mr. Natural, just as healthy as I can be. But at night, I'm a junk food junkie. Good Lord, have pity on me.
Okay. That's that's great. It's I'm a junk food junkie.
American rhyme actually.
Okay.
So
Now,
American.
thank you. Such a great rhyme for both of the team. Now let me say hi to Miss Dana. Now, Miss Dana is our seniors in the EC club. Miss Dana, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, Miss Dana is joining us this afternoon. I hope she can say hello to our participants in this afternoon. That is so awesome. Maybe you can try to sing some of the Sister Act song. Ain't no mountain. You know that song, right? Now, okay, we still have time. We still have time to have fun together here. Let me see the chat column. Okay. We know the result when men have debate against women. Nah, ini Mas Haldi ini say from deep from within his heart ya. Okay. 3 Erhaben from Capwil SBB. Okay. Can I hear your voice, Mr. or Mrs. 3?
Hello, Miss Nadira.
Hello. Can you say your rhyme?
Oh my God. Okay, Katy Perry singer they love to fight. I don't care with the winner, harmonize is always in my heart. Salam, staff
Okay.
SDM.
Wah,
Thank
keren
you,
banget kan.
thank
So
you.
cool, Putri. I hope that it can allure the AC crew member to see and make you the best supporter. Okay. Okay, I will say hello. I will use the time to say hello to Pak Chandra Nur Cahyo as the head of the corporate university. Mr. Chandra, can you hear me? Okay, when you're ready, Mr. Chandra, we hope to hear from you as our participant, our veterans already fought the battle and is waiting for the announcement. I hope that I hope that everyone is happy and enjoying the time we have in INDC. Where is the other supporters? Even though the participants right now is not as much, it's 42. It means that you have more chance to win, ladies and gentlemen. Easy meal, it's easy meal. It's like easy and easy meal. You can have a free and easy meal from Easy English Club. Come on, come on. I see a lot of names. Okay. Now, while we wait, let me hear from each and every one of the participants. Like how do you feel right now? Are you happy or are you satisfied with the battle? First one is the first from Sister Act. But you can go ahead. The first speaker from Sister Act, Mbak Harika.
Am I happy or not? I just can't imagine that we've gone this far. Actually, frankly speaking, I would like to tell our story. This is because Laxmi the essay from the first time. So if she didn't did that, maybe we can go this far. So I'm very exciting and very it's like a magic, I think.
You've come
That's
this
all.
far.
Yes.
That's amazing. You've come this far. So many participants have joined this competition and you've made this far. That's really good story. And now we can go ahead to Miss Laxmi. Now, what makes you want to join in this competition in the first place, Miss Laxmi?
Actually, my hobby is writing and reading. It's rare for me to speak in English, of course. I speak in English with my friend just to communicate. Like you know what I mean? Yes, I know what you mean. Like that. But now I really appreciate this competition because I have sisters.
Okay. Sister X, if are you are not in one branch office?
No. Bu Harika and Teh Silvi in Capwell. Mbak Gisa in Jakarta Timur.
Actually, we never meet face by face every each other. We only meet at Vicon at Zoom. Actually.
Yes.
Met before Mbak Laksmi di Depok.
Yes. Mbak Gisa, of course, we've met before in KC Depok. But really, emotionally, we are connected. And it brings us here, compete together. And I love this competition a lot. Thank you.
Wow, it's really nice to hear that from you. If you have new sisters right now, it's like you haven't met before, but now you've become sister. Maybe after this battle, you can go kopi darat and go ngopi somewhere. Now the Mbak Gisa, the new member of the Sister Act team, how do you feel about getting this deep to this competition?
Actually, I was surprised when Mbak Lasmi text me, how about to join our team on Sunday ya Mbak ya? It's I was very nervous because I already joined this debate team. It's Beta Wins, but we lost, and somehow I feel it's okay. Take this as my experience to talk fluently in English and know anyone, know everyone here, and meet new people. So this is the great change. Thank you, Mbak Laksmi. Thank you, Bu Harika.
Wow, that's awesome. It's Sunday and now today is the Wednesday. So it just takes 2 days for Miss Gisa to prepare, and yet she became so excellent in her part as the second speaker. Now we move to Harmonize. Nah, ini kan Harmonize full of men, yeah, and Sister Act full of a woman. As people say, like woman is always right, and the second amendment is see the first amendment, which is a woman is always right. Okay, so the man on the left, because Harmonize, you can go ahead and tell me how you feel about competing with the woman in the last battle.
Actually, it is quite interesting for us since it is the first time, right? Yeah. prepared with full female team, and it is quite good. Actually, this is the fact that we just discussed this topic actually just last night at 11 p.m. I guess. So we don't have that much time to discuss about this syntax. What's this all about syntax? And I'm still in my train ride last night, so we discussed in a very poor connection. But it is great. It is very great to if we are not joining this competition, I will not feel like this kind of situation. It's really forced us a lot to actually to improve, to have a lot of what call it, to have a lot of spend a lot of something like that. But I don't know how to speak it. Mas Rian could be more describe more.
Sampai speechless ya, less of words. Nah, ini outside our comfort zone, maybe.
True.
Okay, thank you. Ini because after Idul Adha, yeah, many people have gone back home, and then Mr. Dan just come back from the hometown. So it's so amazing to have like only a half day, maybe 6 or 7 hours preparation, and it was such a great debate you have delivered. So from the third speaker, Mr. Rian, could you tell me how you feel right now?
Well, actually, I really feel blessed that I can join this competition. Same as like Sister Hack already said that we also cannot imagine that we can come this far. And also, we also have our own story regarding how we joined the competition as well. Since like the last day of the submission time, so we still have no idea that we will join. And one of our senior leaders tells me personally, why don't you join the competition? And I said, I still have no experience regarding the competition, and we also have no teams at all, so only me. So back to that day, it's okay, just submit it first, we will talk about it later. So the day after that, the senior leader herself said that how's the competition, how was the debate? Bu, I'm so sorry, I still have no team yet. Still me, it's only me on that position. So by the confidence, by the as the confidence our senior itself, he just picked, oh, I think that guy can be your team, and Mas Ian and Mas Ewi just like pick up random things. And we really couldn't imagine that actually I really enjoyed the competition, and this is really a strong team, and I feel blessed by that. Thank you.
Okay, it's such an awesome story. It all begins by coincidence, yet you come all the way to the third place of this competition. And now our adjudicators are back from the breaking room. So please, I'm so nervous right now. I don't know why. Now it's time for adjudicators to tell us who's the winner, which worthy of winning 4 million rupiah. Is it Sister Act or is it Harmonize? Please, the adjudicator.
Okay. This is directly the announcement? Or is it?
Okay, Bu Widi, you can say your perspective in this competition and your perspective about the team that joining us today.
Okay, maybe before I announce the winner of this competition, maybe from Mrs. Ratna and Mr. Ahmad, there is something that they want to say.
Okay, Ms. Ratna, go ahead.
Thank you, Bu Widi. Miss Nadira. Actually, as an educator, we are very difficult to decide which one the winner, because all of you great, the best, and very inspiring. So maybe we will announce the winner, because all of you are great. Thank you.
Bu Ratna, I'm very agree with that. These are great talents from Duta BPJS Kesehatan. Thank you so much, Bu Ratna. Now, Bu Widi, you may please give your statements.
Mr. Ahmad, there's nothing for you. There's nothing you will say.
Mr. Ahmad?
Thank you very much, Bu Widi. Like I said before, it's very interesting. This already come to the last session for the third and the fourth. Is really sorry, only one of you become the third and the others become the fourth. But it's okay. Harmonize doing well for this afternoon, and Sister Egg do the same thing. The topic is quite difficult. Thanks to Mr. Zaldi for the incredible topic. I can imagine make a topic about the same text in the country who really love gorengan. That's quite difficult, but both of you doing well. Congratulations. Back to you, Miss Widi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmad. Yeah. Yes,
Thank you.
Widi.
Yeah, thank you. Like all the educators said, that this is a really, really interesting debate competitions. And again, we are really hard to decide who is the winner. But first, we like to emphasize that this is not the gender battle. This is, yeah, this is truly a debate competition. It's really fair.
Yeah, not a gender educator too.
Yeah, this is not a gender battle. Yeah, but we have to choose the winner for this round. We have to decide who will be the third place, the third winner of this debate competition, and we have decided that the winner is the negative side, negative house. Not the gender battle, please. Congratulations, Mr. Ehwan Syahgani. Congratulations, and also your team.
The biggest supporter.
We get betrayed by Mr. Iwan Syahgani, a man who support the ladies one. Okay.
Yeah, I prepare for that, Ahmad. You know that.
Okay, and thank you also for the Affirmative House for giving your best effort, your best debate for today. It's really tight score actually, but we have to choose the winner. Okay, and now to choose also the best speaker.
Best speaker.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
The best speaker for today, he or she, actually the one who have a big smile with the sunglasses. I forget her name, but she is a third speaker for the negative house.
Thank you, Bu Widi.
Can you say your name?
I'm Laksmi.
Laksmi. Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Laksmi.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Great,
Congratulations,
Laksmi.
everybody.
Okay, I think that's all. Nadira, Miss Nadira, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all the adjudicators, honorable adjudicators who have joined us this afternoon to judge two of the best teams in BPJS Kesehatan. This is very interesting topic, and I thank you for all the spectator. I thank you for the adjudicator. And before we end this meeting, this last battle, we will have a photo session. First, you can please the spectators. You can have your camera open so we can take the pictures. Okay. Now let me count in 1, 2, 3. Big smile. Okay. Okay. Can someone help me with the with okay?
How big do you need for smile? This one?
I want to ear from ear, sir. Okay.
Ear from ear. Wow.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Big smile. Okay. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Wah, Nancy. Okay, thank you so much for
Thank you, Bu Ratna.
today.
Thank you,
Thank you, Bu Ratna.
Halo Bu Ratna, Bu Idi, Pak Ahmad.
Thank you.
Pak Erwin, terima kasih.
Sama-sama.
Thank you, Pak.
Thank you Bu Ratna.
Thank you, Harmonize.
Thank you, Harmonize.
See you next time.
Congratulations, Sister X.
Wah,
See you.
saya telat ya. Udah selesai ya?
Pak, mau
Pak.
diulangi lagi?
Izin, Pak.
Boleh, Pak? Mau diulangi lagi?
ya?
Iya, Pak. Izin, Pak. Nanti kita kirim rekamannya, Pak.
Aduh, sayang sekali. Ya udah, enggak apa-apa.
Sponsornya saya,
Selamat
Pak.
yang menang ya.
Sponsornya saya, Pak.
Siap, Pak Dirum.
Ya, oke.
Yang kondisi Pak Dirum, yang penting fotonya, Pak.
Oh,
Foto dulu loh, Pak Dirum.
Izin boleh foto, Pak Dirum.
Ada Pak Dirum. Foto dulu, Pak Dirum.
Ada fotonya, ayo foto-foto.
Siap.
Foto dulu, foto ayo.
Lagi.
Wah, ini.
Boleh English
Oke.
signature, Pak.
Okay, Mr. Dirum. Okay. 1,
2, 3. Okay.
Oke, thank you so much.
Thank you,
sir. Have a nice evening, sir.
Appreciate for all ya. Appreciate for
Thank you,
all.
Pak Dirum.
Oke.
See you in final, Pak Dirum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Izin live.
Ya, Mr. Ahmad. Mr.
Yo,
Ratna,
dadah. Izin
Mrs.
Ratna.
Ratna.
Terima kasih banyak Pak Ahmad.
Yo.
Okay, have safe trip home, everybody. And thank you so much for joining this competition. I hope everyone have a good time. So, congratulations for the winners. That's all for today. Goodbye. Thank you, Harmonize.
Thank you, Nadira.
Terima kasih banyak Nadira.
Thank you Harmonize also.
Thank you.
Harmonize ya. Sister I, congratulations.
Mas Erwin,
Thank
good
you.
job, Mas Rian.
Makasih
Thank you.
Bu Harika.
See you. I will see you guys.
Izin live ya.
Yeah. Good job, everybody.
Goodbye.